Ladies and gentlemen, my name is The Reckonist. Welcome to Motorsport Manager Fire Fantasy 20 mod. This is a complete rework for Motorsport Manager on the PC. It's available to download on the Steam Workshop, and there is a link down in the description. And I cannot speak highly enough of this particular mod. It does everything I would have wanted from a brand new Motorsport Manager title, and it does it with gusto, I think. I think it's fantastic. What it does is bring accurate Formula 1 teams, Formula 2 teams, and 3 teams into open-wheel racing. It also has GT and endurance racing competitions, and it's all accurate, realistic, and difficult. It is a lot more difficult than the base Motorsport Manager game. They've retweaked everything, and it's absolutely fantastic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a series, or a Let's Play as it's called. It's probably my first Let's Play. We're going to go through the first days or first grounding of a new team. We're going to do the first race, and then I'm going to do individual parts for each race after that, and we'll go through the season, and then we'll see where things take us. I have already decided who we're going to be, but I have to, first of all, decide on who I'm going to be. So, let's go on to the character creator, and, well, my name is The Reckonist. Now, it doesn't really matter who you are, what age you are, where you're from in this game. As far as I'm aware, certainly. If I'm wrong, let me know. The Switch version, it kind of does matter where you base your team from, and I guess that looks like me. The important thing here is your backstory, because it can provide significant advantages to suit your particular play style or what you want to do. If you're an ex-driver, your drivers are better at giving you setup information and the feedback, and they improve quicker. There is an ex-engineer, which increases part design time. That can be very useful. There is a flat 5% payment reduction. That can be very useful as well. And there's also the ability to get a free vote with the FIA, which saves you about £1 million per year if you want to get one. And also you get extra voting power on other people's votes as well. So those are all the different sort of play styles. I think for us, shall we go with, let's go with X-Driver. I recommend that as the initial one. So yeah, let's not rock the boat too much. You can create a team and you can jump straight into Formula 1 if you like. However, I'm not going to create a team today. I just want to do at least one season with a F1 team. As you can see, there's the endurance and GT. It's F3, F2, and F1. It's all accurate as for the 2021 season. 2020 season, sorry. And yeah, here we go. So F3, F2, and where we're going is F1. And I have already sorted who I'm going to pick for this. However, as you can see, this is all completely accurate. There is a Mercedes. And it looks fantastic. I'm guessing they're using some sort of matte design on this, because it's completely, there's the cars look great and they look accurate, and you notice they've got some real life and accurate sponsorships. Look at this Red Bull, looks fantastic. And there's the McLaren. All have their strengths and weaknesses based on HQ driver lineup, staff lineup, and other aspects as well. And there's the Alfa Romeo, the Williams, the Alfa Tauri, which is frankly gorgeous. Look at that. The Aston Martin, this is the team I streamed with, and the stream was very fun. I enjoyed that. But it's right now, it's in the middle of the coronavirus, and I'm getting a little bit stir crazy, and I just woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's a bit too early to stream, so I thought I'd record something. There's the Haas, looks good as well. But then there are 2 additional teams that are not real teams. There is the Manor Racing. Well, they are real teams, but they're not in Formula 1. Apparently, this is something the mod that does, is that they do. Instead of having 10 teams, they put 12 in it. And I'm all for that, to be honest. It's more cars on the grid. And this is formerly Ligier, taken over by Alpine Racing, who are backed up by Renault, as it says there. I am at a difficult decision. I'm thinking it's gonna either be Williams or Alfa Tauri. Yeah, Williams expected to finish 8th. Okay, and Alfa Tauri expected to finish 6th, but we actually do have a small chance of getting, well, a much better chance of getting points. Yeah, we'll pick the Alfa Tauri, not entirely because of the difficulty, but look at the car. It looks so good. Those colors go together so well, and that design with the bull on it looks phenomenal. Okay, let's have a quick look. It says budget £2 million. Every team starts off with a very low amount of money in the first season. That's just due to fairness, I guess. You'll see that most of these sponsorships aren't taken as well. There's very few sponsor spots taken, but they are long term and quite lucrative. We have driver line. The car itself seems to be pretty good. It's like 3/4 of the way up. Our drivers are not good. That's Kvyat and Gasly. Oh, it says it there. Former Scuderia Toro Rosso team. So this is a Toro Rosso team now called AlphaTauri. It's been a junior team of Red Bull for several years with Honda engines, and Danny Kvyat and the frustrated Pierre Gasly. They hope for points this season. Yeah, so in Drive to Survive, Season 2, it was covered incredibly well how Pierre Gasly was handled by Red Bull. Not well. He was demoted mid-season from the Red Bull team into their sister team, AlphaTauri. And at the end of the season, he ended up getting a podium at Brazil, which was fantastic. So Pierre Gasly definitely has a soft spot. We're going to go with AlphaTauri. And yeah, let's go. Okay, day one, AlphaTauri Formula 1 team. As you can see, our driver lineup, Pierre Gasly and Danny Kvyat. I am not sure what the 19th and 7th means, but anyway. I'm going to talk my way through what I do on the first day. We'll do the first race, and then I'll end this episode, and then we can go ahead and do every race weekend as every episode after that. So we have summaries here. We have the 6th best car on the grid overall. That will change through development. Drivers, we have the 9th best drivers all around. Our headquarters is 7th best. Our staff is terrible. Interesting. Sponsorships are not good. That's everybody, though. Everybody will be on low numbers there. And our pit crew is the 4th best. And, well, let's start with the pit crew. It is quite a simple system, really. Attributes based on where they are positioned on the pit. And basically put staff where they're good and make sure they're not tired. It's quite a simple system to do. You can automate it, but the AI is fairly awful at it, I think. When you click on the AI thing, you'll see people with like 6 working the front jack and things like that when there's a guy who's like 14 or something in the bench. I usually hire a couple every few races. Every race, the staff, the possibility refreshes, or the pool refreshes. But yeah, as you can see, we're fairly good. We are currently 4th best on the grid, and an average pit stop would be 2.6 seconds. I'm guessing that's just for tires. Yeah, so 2.18 seconds for the tire change, and the jacks that's very good. 4th best is fairly good. There's also chances of mistakes. Make no mistake about that. But as long as your as long as your staff are not tired, they are less likely to make them. Okay, good. So that's that first bit done. Right, there's me. Season objective currently decided. Okay, chairman likes me, but let's go on to the inbox. Hello, yes, hello, I am your assistant. Thank you, Donatella Tomasini. Danny Kvyat, hello. I used to watch you on TV when I was little. Okay, Pierre Gasly, get on well with him. Good. I think we got a chance to win the title this year. Yeah, I'm an outsider for sure. No, you're delirious, mate. There you go. Pierre Gasly, you're deluded, sorry. Delirious, wrong one. So excited to be working with you. Danny Kvyat and getting okay. Looks like we've got a great chance of winning some silverware this season. Okay, people are going crazy. This is the lead designer, Pierre Wache. Wache. I'm gonna go with Wache. He's responsible for developing new parts. He's quite an important person, and we need to make sure that we have a good or comparatively good lead designer throughout the year. I'm not going to make many changes, if any, to important roles in the first season. But there we go. He's telling me that the engine's pretty bad. Okay. And our HQ is okay. But our engine's pretty bad. We're going to have to take care of that probably as quickly as possible. Danny Kvyat and Pierre Gasly predicted 11th and 12th. We'll see about that. We also have a backup driver called Sean. We'll have a look at those in a moment. But here's Helmut Marko, quite a controversial figure in sport in general, I suppose, as the Red Bull football clubs and such. Anyway, I predict that we'll become 6th in the championship, but where do you think? I think 6th is 10th, 5th, or 6th. Basically, if we don't meet our objective and the chairman's unhappy, we're sacked. I've never been sacked in this yet, but it's definitely a possibility, especially with how difficult the reworking is. Jean Tot telling me about the 3 stages of qualifying. Thank you very much. And I've already done the pits. Thank you very much for that. Okay, first things first. Let's have a look at drivers. Drivers, let's compare them both, shall we? As you can see, they're both on money. They both got a year left on their contracts. It looks like Danny Kvyat's supposed to be number 1 with Gasly listed as the number 2 driver. So basically, Gasly will expect to have a worse car than Kvyat, which is good. We also have this guy, Sean Galeal, who is a backup driver who won't really do much at all unless there's an injury to any of these two. Or, I need money and he's a pay driver, stuff like that. We'll take a look at him. And tell you what, let's have a look at Danny Kvyat. Let's compare them both, actually. Compare driver with Pierre Gasly. There we go. Right, okay. So each driver has traits. Attributes go to 1 to 20, but there is a chance in this mod for them to go to 25, which is fantastic, depending on what traits they do have. We will see. Apparently, Danny Kvyat is action averse. He doesn't like to race other people, by the looks of things. As a race car driver, that's going to be difficult. He is crash happy. Oh dear, those are 2 bad things. He's a dangerous dueler, which is a mixed blessing. Overtaking +4, marketability +5. That's basically helps for the team's sponsorships, but at the cost of focus and consistency. Oh dear. He's also got some more hidden down here. First lap panic, -4 on the first lap for all of his stats. Wow. And he hates team orders. He will not take team. Are you kidding me? I can't tell him to speed up or slow down or let faster cars past. Oh my god, he is absolute prima donna. I love it. I do like my drivers having character, whether it's a good one or a bad one. I'd prefer them to have character. And Pierre Gasly over here is a team player, which is great. And he's also a pay driver, so every race, if he does the practice and the race, I get £900,000. That's a lot of money. Great, Pierre. Okay, attribute-wise, these guys are fairly equal, I think. Fitness on Kvyat is way high, 18. Feedback is good for both of them. Focus is 10 for Kvyat. Honestly, if I was to pick a number 1 out of that, I'd pick just the balance of Gasly. Of course, these guys can both improve. There's no set potential on these things like there is in Football Manager, for example. Potential can change and ability can change forever as far as I can tell. However, if I'm wrong, please leave a comment letting me know about that. That's how I understand it, the mod itself. Okay, so our drivers, Kvyat looks funny, and Gasly is all-around pro. I like it. Gasly's going to be making us, there's 10 races, is it? It's going to make us a lot of money just having Gasly in the chair. Yeah, 300 grand per race, and he's pulling in $1 million. That's good. Okay, so those are the drivers. Let's have a look at the other staff. We mentioned Pierre Wash. Now, he has his own unique set of components, which he brings to the table every time. Whether or not we build an average part, we can add this onto it. Reliability plus 25% of the cost of performance. And we can also add an additional great component slot for 10 days. So, yeah, we can do that. Great component is performance plus 50, the cost of reliability on soft, supers, and ultras, and driver focus plus 2 during race is an epic part. That's interesting. And part stop. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be pretty much useless for us. A legendary item. I don't think we'll build any legendaries. I don't think we'll get to that point without a much improved design facility. We will see. We also have mechanics. These guys are responsible for developing the parts that this guy has designed and also managing and with the drivers. Okay, Graham Watson has a lot of potential. See that empty star there? He can get much better, and he will do the longer he's with us, I think. He's good. He's also got reliability 17. That means on parts that the reliability building of parts, he's good at that. And we also have Marco Matassa, who is worse at reliability, but his performance is 16. So these two complement each other quite well there. They also have, based on their driver-mechanic relationship, they can provide different options for the driver before the race. So this guy's got sweeter spots. That means that qualifying can be better when... You'll see. You'll see. Anyway, these guys are around. They will help as much as possible. And to do that, in fact, let us just go into the improved part and make sure the right person is in the right job. 15 performance, 16 performance and reliability. This is reliability. So you two swap sides. So the reliable guys on the reliability and the performance guys on the performance. Good. Right, we will get onto this in just a second, but let's have a look at the car again. Right, first thing to jump out, we have awful tyre heating. Awful. We also have pretty good tyre wear, pretty good fuel efficiency, and a below-average improvability. So this is what we inherited from last year's car design. We haven't had any input in this as of yet. Oh yeah, we can look at the engine supplier. Honda are powering us. Castrol providing fuel. Chassis is by a company called B-Spec. Oh, I'm guessing, yeah, B-Spec. And the brake supplier is Brembo. And as you can see, they both have positive and negative things on there. And the more expensive things they are, the more strengths they have for the most part. Not necessarily a blanket thing, but we'll see. And you can see the problem there. Our chassis and brake supplier are terrible at tire heating. Those are the two things that they govern. And we seem to have gone for tire wear and fuel efficiency as a focus. Improvability third and tire wear. Tire heating is an issue. We need to try and keep tires in the sweet spot so that they are not overheated or underheated, and that's going to be an issue for this vehicle. Great. Okay, as for individual components, we are the 7th best engine, so he's not that bad. The 6th best gearbox, the 5th best brakes, the 7th best front wing, the 5th best suspension system, and the 5th best rear wing. That's good. Okay, so yeah, he's right. The worst of the worst is the engine and the front wing. Those are the two worst parts. But I'm going to use a system which I have not used before in this, and that is to actually map out which of the tracks have a focus or what are crucial parts for these particular tracks. And I'll do a little tally system here. So basically for, well, there's I think it's 5, isn't it? It's the engine. So there's the acceleration, and then there's the brakes, and then there is the suspension, and then there's the front and rear wing, and then there is the engine or top speed engine. Okay. So, for example, now this Sydney Grand Prix has a crucial part of a engine, brake, and useful acceleration. So I just go onto my little tally chart, engine, brake, and acceleration, and put a 1. And then we go through all of these, and I will cut that out for you, just to, you know, spare your time. And welcome back. After tallying up the results from these 16 races, the gearbox is a crucial part for 10 of them, the brakes 9, the suspension 7, the front wing 5, the rear wing 6, and the engine, the most expensive part, is 11 races. So based on that, the focus should be on the engines, your gearbox, followed by your brakes, and then suspension, front wing, and rear wing. So that gives us an idea of where to build from. So we should prioritize the top speed of the car, right? Yeah, that's the first thing we'll build then. So, new part. And an engine costs £1.9 million, which is just what we have. And it takes 10 days to do. So hopefully after the first race, actually in a minute, we'll have some sponsors coming through before the race begins. So let's build the engine. Pierre Wache himself is fairly decent at engines, if I remember rightly. The most important thing for the start of the season, I think, is reliability. But 68 for a brand new part of reliability is good. And that's basically chance to fail, or strength to fail. Basically, throughout the race, this will deteriorate, and unless it gets hit and it goes completely off, we have to replace it. And there's also a driver component as well, how smooth they are, or what mechanical sympathy, as I was told it was called in reality. Yeah, basically, we can build the engine, and it has a focus on one of these things. So, top speed and reliability plus 10. Now, top speed and risk of failure, which is the red zone, -5, but that is an illegal part and could be caught. So there is a chance at the end of every race that we could get caught for cheating, which is bad. Basically, we will be disqualified from that race and I think fined. And we can stack those eventually. As we develop more parts, we can add more bits. So, yeah, there's another risky part. At the start of the season with 16 races, it is probably not the best idea to build risky parts. So this is the additional one that Wash brings, which is the designer component, reliability at the cost of top speed. I think the best one we can do there is top speed plus reliability. And 9 days before the race, it will be ready and pretty much ready to go in the car at 78% reliability. That's my own particular rule there. So that's good. So we'll do that. And as based on the little tally chart that we did before, it gives us an idea of which things we should focus on improving. Now, because we're going to be building the engine, brakes, and gearbox, first of all, we should probably focus on building up the weaker parts using this straight away. So these are the base parts that we inherit at the start of the season. The reliability number is way higher than it will be in the next season. 85, I'm not quite sure why they've done that, but I'm guessing it's just to make the first season a bit more balanced. But so, weaker parts, we'll go with building on the performance for the rear wing. I'll do one car, probably Kvyat's car. Rear wing, front wing, and suspension. We also have a spot available. So which of the crucial parts are we going to develop last? I guess we'll go with the brakes. Yeah, we'll do that. So basically, over a certain amount of time, these will develop from their 850 start point to 880. That's like basically performance points. It can be improved up to 930 from 900, as it says there. So yeah, we'll just let that happen, and it'll be ready after the race. It's going to be quite slow because he's working on 4 parts, and we only have 4 options. We can improve the factory, which will be very pricey. We definitely can't afford it now with only 86,000 in the bank, which will unlock another 2 slots, and we can improve it twice, I think, by the looks of it. So I think it's out of 4. So we've got that lined up nice and ready to go. I'm going to leave the reliability guy for now. You can, have a coffee or something until we start developing parts needing reliability to work. So that's done. Yeah, a little note on the HQ. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay, right. Well, oh yeah, look, factory 12th. We have the worst factory apparently at rank 2. I'm guessing it is. Factory is currently level 2 of 4. See, if I upgrade it, it takes 52 weeks and costs £35 million. So this year we will not see any benefit at all. Even if I had £35 million, we won't see any benefit for that. But there is a really good system we've got here. We've got an R&D facility for brakes, 4 out of 5, so that's epic. Engine, 3 out of 5, that's a test track. Front wing, 4 out of 5, and we have the ability to make legendary front rings with that. All the epic ones. Yeah, so great rear wing, 3 out of 5. Great suspension, 3 out of 5. The rest are, oh yeah, great engine, 3 out of 5. So 3 and 4s, that's an average, what you'd expect an average team to have. We can upgrade them, but they will cost money and time, and we won't see anything from that. There's also a staff center, which increases the improvement rate for drivers and staff, which is also very good. A forecasting center, so we can see weather earlier, basically. It's currently 2 out of 3. Oh no, 1 out of 3. To make it 2 out of 3 costs 9 million. We don't have money, but that's okay. We start off with the skiing facility maxed, touring center, and a helipad for sponsors. Very nice indeed. Let us move on. I think that's everything we did there. I didn't even check. But yeah, we're going to go on from that. And I'll put a cut in here. Okay, periodically we will get interviews. If anyone is familiar with Football Manager, I suspect you are, you'll understand the necessity and value of these. AlphaTauri is your new home, but it's not the best team in F1. What is your plan? Now, what answers I give here will improve or deteriorate relationships with either myself, sponsors, drivers, anything like that. Depends on what comes up. We might not be one of the big boys, but I can promise we're going to keep on working our absolute hardest, finish somewhere. Aiming to put down a solid foundation. It's about transitioning from the also-rans to a top team. This year is about stabilizing. We need to survive and pick up a few points and then kick on. I'm going to go with the top one. And the drivers love it. Their morale increased as a result of that. Oh, there's more questions. Okay. Who's the better driver? Ooh. Right, Gasly or Kvyat? Kvyat, Gasly, lucky enough to inherit 2 drivers, or frankly haven't been blown away by either of them. I'm going to play it safe and just go both. Good, small increases from both. 95%, Kvyat really likes me. I wrote you expect to finish 6th. Is that accurate? Prediction seems fair. Hoping I'm going to surprise you. No reaction. We all remember your time as a fan favorite racer a few years ago. Will you be able to transfer your skills into management? Racing, the pressure comes at 200 miles an hour. This should be a cakewalk. I know the ins and outs of what race drivers need, so I'm sure it'll be fine. This is pretty different to what I'm used to. I'm going to go with B there. We should be fine. And a 2% increase there. Danny Kvyat is at 97% like with me. Oh, that's a shame. I need to work on Gasly. Anyway, move on. All right, the engine's done. The engine is finished, and it's ready to go. It's pretty much ready to plug in. So let's go to the car itself. It looks like we'll need a little tiny bit of improvement of the reliability, so I'll add that. And we'll focus on the reliability. Reliability is usually easier to do, or much faster to do, than any kind of ability performance increase. So 1 day before the race, this will be maxed out at 94%. So that's good. Brand new part was done. And do we build... let's go ahead. I can't build anything. Oh, I possibly could build it in time. It's 8 days away. Deceleration, so brakes are strong as well here. Let's build... I don't usually do this. I usually build one part until it's done. But I suppose it makes more sense to do it this way. Let's build the brakes. When will it be done? 1 day before the race, it will be ready. That's good. Okay, now we have a way of increasing tire wear efficiency. We don't have an issue with tire wear. Tire heating, yes, but deceleration plus 20. Or I can have it fully powered and reliable out of the box at the cost of a tiny bit of performance. That's probably a good one to pick, actually, just to have it ready. So yeah, brand new brake part. It's not like... It would be 916, but it's not. Yeah, to use it straight away, let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go into the red for a little bit, but I suspect that sponsorships will start will be lining up now. All right, let's move it on. Okay, I've just come back now for the chairman going, hang on, you know you're in debt, right? Yeah, I know, mate. We'll sort it out. Oh, look, the sponsors. Okay, so here's the car, and here are our major sponsors. These are accurate as far as I know. It looks like Red Bull are here forever. Makes sense, I guess. Red Bull, 18. So basically, their logo will be on the car for 18 races minimum, and they will give me £1.44 million per race. Wow, that's a lot of money. Pirelli are on there as well. It's a 5-star sponsor, which is great. 1.15 million. And this is empty. This slot's empty. Siemens are on there. $500,000 just over per race, and another one. Okay, so race bonus sponsors. So we can get different types of sponsors. Let's have a look. So we have, I have no idea which company that is. It doesn't say. I can't read the badge. It begins with PM. Logitech and Lilly. Okay, so qualifying bonus. Basically, okay, this company is saying if you finish 13th or above and choose us as your sponsor, we will give you £430,000. Okay. Logitech are saying, hey, can we put our name on your car? Here's 3.32 million. And for 12 races, so that takes that whole space for 12 races for the cost of 3 million. This one is a slightly less length, but also a lot less in money. I think the Logitech one's probably the best one. We'll go with Logitech. Just take it, just to get money. Turn those green as quickly as possible. Slot number 2, ADAC. They are offering 11th or above. We get £800,000 from them, but they're not offering anything else in front rather than that. 11th or above? Okay, let's take it. And the final spot, super cheap auto. Okay, 14th or above, 300 grand. 10 races for 240 grand per race, or 3.8 million for 14 races. That's like pretty much the end of the season. Sure, let's just take that. There could be a lot more thought I put into that, but I'm not going to. Let's move it on. And the brakes are done. The brakes are done just before the race. Please tell me they are. Brakes are finished. Hooray! Okay. So now the race is about to start. We better put these new parts inside a car, I suppose, haven't we? Okay, fit parts. So now we have Danny's car and Pierre's car. Pierre is not best pleased with it, but Kvyat's happy. And he's the number 1, so I probably really should trust him. Now, you saw the small improvement that we were doing to the development of performance. This is the improvement. Unimproved original part 900, improved original part 914. That's about halfway there. So that gives you an idea. So now we need to pick which cars we put these new things on. While this new part is newer, it's not quite as good in the performance ways. 914 versus 911. So if we do it this way, will he be happy? Yeah, Danny Kvyat's still happy, but Pierre Gasly's now happy because he knows he's got better brakes. So that's good. All right, okay. Engine-wise, right, brand new engine, 865 performance. Okay, put that on Danny. He's fine with that. Okay, front wing, Danny Kvyat. Okay, now Gasly is content. He might just have to learn to be content, basically. But I'm going to spread the parts around nicely and just give us a nice even chance. Gearbox hasn't been done yet, but the best one is with Danny. Rear wing should be with Danny, but as a result of that, Gasly gets annoyed, so we'll keep Gasly with the good rear wing. And suspension is... There we go. Suspension's only slightly better, so I can swap them around however I want. But yeah, let's give it to Kvyat. And okay, so that's the cars we're going to be taking to the Sydney Grand Prix, which is not Melbourne, but it's pretty good. Right, here we go. So, what's happening now? So, our new sponsor, we had to pick one of the sponsors. We could have several in this list, and then basically we pick the best one according to our choices available or our realistic chance of finishing somewhere. So, pace, oh my word. I am making, if I finish 11th or above, I get 4.3 million per race. That is a lot of money. Wow, okay, right, okay. Good. And we have to pick our tires. I've never really had problems with this. You can see that this particular track has very low tire wear and very low fuel burn. So for low tire wear, I think we can probably go with more softs, the mediums especially. But let's think 654 is a pretty good thing. Obviously, you need to take into consideration driver smoothness and things like that, because the less smooth the driver is, the less smooth the driver is. I'm not talking about his legs. Right, Gasly is upset. All right, okay, well, okay, good. They're both good now. Overall comment, he seems to the parts... okay, so he's happy with the performance relative to Danny, but he is not particularly happy with the car in general. And Kvyat's pretty much the same. So, right, that's fine. It's expected to be... We have a practice, a qualifying, and a race. Good. And, yeah, those are the crucial parts. There's no hint of rain, which is good. And it's 43 laps. 4 miles each. That's quite a long lap. But let's go racing. And welcome to Friday practice. So this is literally practice. We're going to be using this to develop certain knowledge of the cars and the tires and stuff. We get to choose our drivers. Feedback is the most important thing here, so 17, 16 is the best. Now we have setups to do. Every track has different setups, of course. I do have some setups already saved from other saves itself. I have a few to choose from here. This is the one I got with a Williams. I think that was on the stream as well. 98%. Let's go ahead and load that one in, and we'll see how this driver figures it. This driver in this car handles with this setup. They're all pretty much unique, but it's usually within a close enough area. As you can see now, this mechanic is telling me that that doesn't matter what the setup is, he needs less downforce. So I can change that just slightly to match. I usually like to do that with the wings. And, keep them pretty much the same. 0.6, 15.6, 25.6 angle. That's fine. Okay, we'll do that. Now, this race was 40-something laps, wasn't it? Well, a no-stopper is on, however, if I use mediums, but there will be issues with reliability, which I might have to repair. It'll be the same for the other cars. So I think probably going for... let's go for an Ultra to start with, and then we will probably have to repair. And we'll do the same for Gasly. We'll do exactly the same setup and see what happens when he comes back and reports it in. Setups are available on the Steam Workshop, by the way, if you want to, but I like to kind of develop my own. I deleted all my presets when I installed the mod. I don't know if they would have worked the same or better, but I've just made an entirely fresh list based around this mod. Okay, yeah, so you add to downforce, you'll take more downforce, you take away from another aspect of the car, which is the handling aspects, the aero, and then there is the just general speed and gear ratio setups and things like that. We'll get feedback as it goes, but let's find out how he does. I will take the practice, and obviously there'll be some cuts if nothing happens. But let's go. Set out. Let's send him out on the qualifying trim for a lap and let him come back and tell us how he feels that the car is going. I'll do the same for Gasly, but I'll wait for Danny Kvyat to move. We can speed things up here. We'll speed things. There's the car, but let's just send out Danny as well, and then we'll zoom in and take a look at this glorious AlphaTauri paint job. There's Danny Kvyat. There we go. Okay, let's move it in. Look at this. We can follow it around. Should we like? Let's follow this car around here just briefly. Just do one lap with it because it just looks fantastic, this game. You could do this in the original, but it didn't look anywhere near as good as this. Look at it. I'm not even sure if this is a real racetrack or not. I don't really care. I don't think it's a real track Formula 1s would race on because there is some elevation. And F1 cars don't really like that often. Eau Rouge, probably an exception. Interlagos maybe, but still. This is him just driving around, getting used to it. As you can see, we have fuel and like driving style we can push at the cost of part reliability and tires, heating and stuff. As you see, we've got the heating signal down here. We need to keep this out of the red and out of cold. And we can add aggression, or we can add like conservative driving to make that happen, because it will go up and down depending on track conditions, driving ability, all sorts of things. Lots of variants, and occasionally we'll get driver feedback such as that we just got then. So that's basically what we're doing. As you can see, we're filling up knowledge bases based on our tyre choices and what trim we're practicing in. And at the end of this, we can use them to buff us in the qualifying section. So we're working on the qualifying trim now, which will obviously be a good thing to have. It's like a flat bonus of like 5%, I think. 5, 10, 15% to your qualifying performance if you get the qualifying trim up to level 3, and we're just about approaching level 1. We have 21 minutes, but I will wait for him to come back in after this lap, and I will come back when he's inside the pit lane. Okay, Danny is coming back into the pits. Hello, Danny. How did you find it? He loves the downforce. The setup's pretty good. It's excellent, great, and great. So, there will be some minor tweaks we can do, but for the most part, he's 94% happy out of 100. That is a good baseline. He would like a tiny bit more understeer. I can do that, but by moving the understeer needle, you can see the top speed going. It looks like he needs more top speed based on his mechanics, so moving it up a tiny bit wouldn't necessarily be the worst. We can also fine-tune these things by using the tire camber and pressure to improve or, add or take away from one thing and another, mainly the speed and the handling. But I think that's probably good for another lap. We'll see how he does. But also, Gasly is on his way back in. We can use the same tires. Gasly is there. How are you doing? So now they're making the changes that I did to the car, so it'll be out as soon as possible. Pierre Gasly does not like the gear ratios. What's going on? He's fine with the downforce. He's fine with the handling. He doesn't like the gear ratios. Now, based on what I just saw on Kvyat, and although the mechanic is saying he wants less, I'm wondering if he wants more. But then it's getting really high. Yeah, I wonder. Let's do him a lap on a much lower acceleration, gear ratio. We'll send him back out in the qualifying trim, Get them both, get it to level 3, and then we'll work on the race trim. But yeah, off they go. All right, we're just partway through this session, and Kvyat tells me again he's in love with the aeros. I'm curious to see that Gasly has now said the speed balance is right on the money, so he loves the changes I made to the gears. I'll probably have to do something similar to Kvyat's car, but that's a good indication that the changes I made are already good. And obviously the best indication is the times. And Gasly has just gone much faster than Kvyat. It's like literally a lot faster, literally a lot faster. And because we've been using ultra softs now, we've developed our own ultra soft to level 2, goes up to level 3. Same with the qualifying trim. I might send one of them out on the qualifying trim and one of them on the race trim, because we need to start working on the race trim, which is the important one, really. So Kvyat is back. He loves the downforce, he loves the handling, and he thinks the speed balance is great. I'm wondering if we knock it down the gear ratio 1, everything will turn excellent. Yeah, it's improved to 96%. Let's move down the gears just 1 and see what happens, and I'll send him out on the qualifying one. Same tires, no need to worry about that just now. And let some time pass. As for Gasly, I like to let time pass so they don't just jump into each other. Okay, it's a marked improvement, 91%. He was okay earlier on, as you can see the previous setups here, so you can learn from them. So speed balance is great on this one, but his handling's gone down from great to good, and it's moved, the needle has moved from the from the left to the right. Let's move it back left, shall we? Suspension stiffness, he wants a little bit more on the steer, not all of it by the looks of things. So we'll do 2 clicks on that, moving it over to the direction we want. However, the speed balance has now taken a knock, so we need to take away another bit on the speed balance. Also, as a result of that, the downforce is now gone a little bit below. So let's move the downforce. He wants less downforce, so let's move it down to like a third of a click. Yeah, okay, let's go. That'll do. Let's try this lap, and we'll stick you on the race trim actually, and start working on that. But keep working on the ultra tires until they are level 3 at least. Probably then we might move on to level the softs and see how it goes. But all right, let's see how these laps go. All right, Kvyat is back, and excellent is the best you could possibly get. We should probably send him out. Oh, the qualifying trim is not quite maxed out yet, so we have to send him out for one more. It says 98%. I'm happy just to leave that there at 98%. It says excellent. I wonder if we should just move it back just like a tiny bit, and if we can get that into, let's go to 0.5 on each of these, and that should be enough. It's within the window. That's fine. Can you do one more lap on a qualifying trim, Danny? And that will take our qualifying level to 3. Okay, thanks. And of course, Gasly's still out there and building up the race trim. Let's see how this works. Okay, Danny's back in the pits. Let's just see what the number is now when it comes to how happy he is. Oh, we got full knowledge. It's 99. That's probably as good as we're going to get. So, we now have level 3 knowledge on the Ultras. We have level 3 knowledge on the qualifying. Gasly is out on the race trim, improving that. It's currently level 1. So let's send out Kvyat for the final 2 minutes to see if we can get the race trim a little bit more up. I should have focused more on the race, but kind of got sidetracked with it. But anyway, lessons learned there. Probably level 2 in the race trim. Sorry, the qualifying trim should be what you focus on, and then going for level 3. All right, so the improvements to Gasly, 97. He likes everything now besides the speed balance. Looks like he wants a little bit more. Let's give him a little bit more. We'll bring that back as well. There we go. That should be, yeah, that's enough of a check. Let's see how it works. Race trim, doesn't matter how fast these laps are. I'm not timing these laps. There's no point. We'll start to push on the qualifying tomorrow. But everything looks pretty good. Okay, practice is done. These are the results. I mean, we didn't really try to go fast. We finished 9th, but I suspect the other cars aren't trying to go fast. Gives us a tiny bit of an indication about how things are going for each car, but it's not necessarily fully accurate. So here we are qualifying. So it's 3-stage qualifying. Fastest 15 go through in the first section, fastest 10, and then top 10 shootout. We're expected to finish 11th to get the sponsor payout. We'll see how we work. Because this is qualifying, we can use qualifying trim and ultras. We should have a really strong qualifying performance. I also have the option with Kvyat to have sweeter spots, which will become clear in a second. Yeah, I'll use them for you as well. Okay, so that will show up. As for the car, Gasly came back, loving it. 99% for him, and it was 99% for Kvyat. Slightly different setups based on their equipment and their driving styles and stuff. We've got really good setups there. It's very rare that I get excellent on both because I don't usually take that much time with it. But because I'm doing a Let's Play recording, I took extra time and it worked out. Are you sure you want to take this session? Yes, I will take this qualifying session. So this is top 15. Basically, anyone under that line at the end of the session is out. Let's go. There is issues to think about when it comes to grip. Track grip levels do fluctuate depending on temperature and how many cars have been round and general weather. If it rains, obviously you wash all the grip off. So going out first is not necessarily the best thing. I like to go out in the middle so we can speed things out. Other cars are leaving and they're going to be putting on their laps. It looks like there's a lot of cars out now. Okay, I'll send one of you out. Just put a lap in, I suppose. Go. And when you're at the end of the pit lane, I'll send Gasly out. All right, off you go. Now, one other aspect to this game, which I don't particularly enjoy, it's the clear air optimization. This is just for qualifying. It basically, you control the speed of which a car goes to try and get the needle into the green section in order to improve your brakes and improve your tire temperature to the maximum level for qualifying laps. Now, you can do this by manually or you can do it automatically. What I will do is, I will just play this now. When Gasly gets out, you'll see, because of that sweet spot I mentioned, because his mechanic has that and he has that relationship, his sweet spot is much higher than Kvyat, so it's a larger chance of it landing in that zone. But I'm going to put that on automatic for you for this one, and I'm going to try and do this manually. It's quite tricky, and there's no set pattern to it. You just got to react. But I'm going to do it as Danny. So basically, when this like sort of bottom bar gets to the end, that's the end, and your temperatures and stuff will change the way that they are. So it's a difficult thing to balance. Oop. Okay. Right, okay, I managed to get the brake temperatures perfect, but the front tire temperatures are cold. I'm going to stick that on auto. And on the computer side, automatic, they seem to have great and overheated. But yeah, that's another aspect. I prefer to leave it on, just leave it on automatic. But you may prefer to micromanage it yourself. There's also something not talked about, is current form. It's how well this driver is driving currently, and that Kvyat is loving this. I'm guessing it's because he loves the setup of the car. However, we go to Gasly. He's only on a 4.9, so he's warming up, shall we say. Yeah, it's rising, so he's getting there. Anyway, damn, that's the first lap done, and Kvyat is 2.6 seconds slower than Hamilton. That's in lifetime, but 4 seconds, 5 seconds for Massa. Felipe Massa is in one of those custom teams talked about. Okay, currently I don't think we can go much faster, but we will try because we've already got excellent. What I'm going to do now, because we've got 4 minutes left, I'm going to wait until grip levels are as high as they can possibly get, giving us as much of a chance as possible, and I'll send both cars out. A lap is around 90 seconds, so I will send them out. I don't know, just after 2 minutes down. He needs to get round in 90 seconds to start a flying lap. So 2 minutes, 7 seconds, that's probably close enough. Let's send Gasly out first. Tires don't matter at this point. They don't matter because we can still pick any tire we want for the second section. Basically, get out there and, oh shit, 10 seconds? Did I leave that too late? I should be all right. I'm not going to change tires because that takes time. That should be okay. If he leaves, yeah, we should be fine as long as he doesn't make a mistake. I've not seen mistake on qualifying laps yet. Whether or not it happens or not, I'm not sure. Anyway, off goes Gasly. Okay, he's got great tyres, but slightly overheated temperature on the brakes, and perfect for tyres for Kvyat. These should be good. Let's keep an eye on sector time, see if they improve as a result of this. Gasly is slower in Sector 1 than he was last time. Same with Kvyat. Sector 2, Gasly's slower. Kvyat's faster. And Sector 3, as Gasly crosses the line, 14th. So we're through Q1, both cars. Kvyat moves up to 12th. That's good. End of qualifying section. Okay, this is the lineup currently. People through 15 and above. Good, let's go. Okay, Sector 2. Now we've got to finish 10th or above, and we can't change the car anyway. So now what tires we finish this do our fastest lap in this on, we have to start the race on. So important to keep that in mind. Well, let's speed things along. Let's get a few more cars out on the track, laying down some rubber, and hopefully we'll find a window to go out. I think that's probably a good one for Gasly to go. Off you go, lad. And as for Kvyat, we'll wait for the pit lane to be empty, if it ever is. Oh, perfect. Off you go. Alright. Oh, I had to put automatic on every section. You have to do that. There you go. How's Gasly looking? Okay, how are the tyres and stuff? Oh, he overheated his tyres, but he's got good, and we've overheated as well. This won't be a great lap, but let's see how it is compared to other people's. My tyres are cool. Yeah, they're pretty cool, mate. Okay, Gasly crossing the line, 9th currently, but people probably a lot quicker than to finish. And Kvyat is about to finish. Oh no, Kvyat did the slowest. Oh, there we go. Wow, 2.6 seconds down. It looks like we are not going to make this, but we will try. Okay, right, so now we've got to think. Do we change the tyres and make sure? Yeah, let's change the tyres round and just get them out again. But I'm going to wait just a little bit. I'm going to wait till like 2 minutes 30, and then we will go ahead and send them out. Okay. Yeah, new fresh tyres for all of you, for both of you, so you can get a better chance of getting the fastest lap in. Fresh tyres. Off you go, lad. Alright, optimization, off you go. Alright, Kvyat's nailed it. He might have a little bit better chance of getting through. And Gasly's failed on one of them, but still, quite quickly. Let's go to Danny and follow him around. Let's go behind and follow. Brum brum. Yeah. Wow, it's going pretty fast, but there was traffic. Will this help us? Ooh, he's going faster. But he didn't improve, and Gasly did improve. He went faster than Kvyat. Only just, though. There's literally 500s in it. Yeah, it's pretty close. So that's qualifying 2 over. We were eliminated at 14th and 15th. Hamilton's the fastest in this section. That means that there'll be the knockout, which we won't be a part of. As a result of that, we will just go ahead and simulate it. Okay, shootout done. Bottas, pole. Vettel second, Leclerc third, Hamilton. And yeah, there we go. The Ferraris and the Mercedes. Who'd have thought? All right, race day it is. So now we got to pick the practice knowledge that we're going to use. Race trim is only 5%. The qualifying trim was 15%. Oof, that's not good. Also, ultra soft tires is the only option that Danny Kvyat can do. But Gasly has more options. We can have Soft tyres wear more slowly. That's if we do the soft tyres. I'm not sure if we will. Well, let's take a look. Car setup. They love the car. Not wrong with the car. It's as good as the car's going to get. And driver strategy. We'll get onto that in a moment. I want to talk about tyres. Okay, change setup. Tyre choice. 43 laps. We've got to keep that in mind. 43 laps is, yeah, it's going to be, we're going to start on the ultras and then finish on the super softs when they go out about lap 20, hopefully, unless there's issues. For both cars, we'll do that. No, let's tell you what, let's do an opposite. Yeah, we'll split the strategies. We'll have Kvyat start on the quick tire, and then actually, there is a small chance that we won't need to pit with Gasly. Very small. But we'll see how it works out. Weather, not expected to rain. But yeah, we've got opposite strategies. I'm going to keep the driving style and engine modes neutral. In fact, the start of the lap, the start of the race, I usually turn things up. But because we've got such poor tyre heating, I don't want to push the driving style, but I'll turn the engine up. Off we go. All right. As you can see, it's not like, believable at some points. These cars look like they're banging together. I'm guessing it's not. They're just close racing. And Kvyat is up to 11th. Oh, Gasly is up to 11th. Oh, Kvyat and okay, right. Now we've got teammates in each other's way. I'm going to... Oh, he won't do it. Okay, Gasly. Yeah, sorry. Gasly, let Kvyat through. He's on a different strategy. We've got faster tyres. Let him through if the chance comes. I'm going to let Danny through now. Okay, good job. He's done that. Right, he's released his teammate. That's good. Okay, keep the engine on. I will speed this up at points, of course, and put in between, because it's a 43-lap race. There's no way to shorten it. These race distances are hard-coded. There's no way to change that. That's part of the mod. But yeah, now we're in a nice little first lap. We've moved up a few spots, and it was a, while slightly aggressive start from both the players. There's been no touching. Ooh, some sparks going up there. First time I've seen that, I think. First time I've noticed it, at least. All right, Danny, you've got, a few seconds to make up. Go for it. Okay, lap 3. I'm just going to turn down engines back to medium so we can regain some fuel load. Tyre temperatures are not a huge issue right now because we can't push super hard because we've got such poor tyre heating problems. The only heating problem is that Gasly's tyres are a little cool. Let's keep an eye on that. Also, Kvyat's have changed a little bit. They've gone up a little bit. Hopefully by the time they run out, I won't have to bring him down from the neutral style into conserve. But yeah, lap 3, 11th and 12th. Let's see. Okay, lap 6. And Danny Kvyat has got is about to go into the red zone for his tyres. So I'm going to have to calm him down and say, look, conserve your tyres a bit more. Tyre energy, tyre heating is a problem. Gasly, just behind, is doing much better on his tyres, but kind of expected that because he's in the softer compound. But nothing else has changed. Hamilton from Bottas, Vettel, Perez, Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz, Stroll, Albon, Norris, Kvyat, Gasly, with Ocon behind. Ocon has huge issues with his tyres. I'm guessing he's black spotted or made a mistake or something. But he's not really racing him, but Gasly needs to sort of keep him behind as soon as he can to help Kvyat out, I guess. Anyway, let's move it on. Okay, lap 8, and a quick check back. I wanted to see how far it would drop, and it dropped incredibly quickly. It seems that Kvyat's form has dropped, and that has coincides with me telling him not to push. I wonder if we need to get him out of this colder zone first and get it more neutral. So I'm going to tell him to push for a bit. And Gasly is just like a metronome. He's not done anything wrong. He's not barely any issues. He's performing average. Yeah, let's get some more heat back in your tyres, Danny. Okay, lap 11. Kvyat's still got temperature issues. I'm going to have to bring him back down. But Bottas has crashed out or retired, and Ericsson crashed out. I'm not quite sure when those two things just happened, but I'm reporting on it now. As pit stops have started to happen, it looks like the Renaults have issues with their tyre heating because both Ricciardo and Ocon have pitted before lap 11. So we'll keep an eye on that. There seem to be the guys that might be coming through the field in a bit. Gasly is 1.6 seconds in front of Grosjean, which is probably not what you want because it could do anything at any point, but racing pretty well. But Kvyat's form needs to improve. He's not driving particularly well, but he is currently 10th and Gasly's 11th, and that's above our sponsor objective. So I'm going to speed it along until probably pit stop time or something else important happens. Alright, we're just about to start approaching the pit stop window for Kvyat. I'll keep it turned up, but not much has happened. I gave a new delta for the engine for a little bit, and then I turned it back down. And Kvyat's tyres are just about to go into the red zone just as they're about to become worn. I should get a warning in a second telling me that they are worn. And it's ready. Oh, maybe not. Maybe there's one more lap in them. Maybe two for Danny. Lap 18, maybe 20. Yeah, lap 20 seems to be like a good spot. These tyres are still green, so as soon as they start to go red, that means this particular compound is losing speed, basically. Yeah. And there it is, it's gone red. I didn't get a warning about the warn. Right, okay, so I've paused it, which you can do, of course. I think now's the time to bring him in. It will be lap 20 when he comes out the pits, so 23 laps remaining, and I can't make those 21's last 23 laps, really. Maybe another driver could do that, but he doesn't fill me much confidence. So we're going to go with the Super Softs, which are a slower tyre, but more durable. And we're looking at the car now. Everything's great. 70%. He's only lost 10% of the durability in 20 laps. Good. Okay, now we've got another choice to make. Do we want to go for a fast pit stop, which is more risky? There's a 19% chance that there'll be an error, but it's a cost of a second or 33% of the pit stop time. Let's take a risk, and we'll watch it as it happens. So the pit stop has been called. In. Left it a bit late, but still. Here he comes into the box. Brum, brum, brum. No movement from us. And away. That was super fast. 2.6 seconds. It was good. 0 mistakes. And it's the second fastest pit stop of the day. Which is pretty good. He split the Renaults, which is a problem because they've just pitted. Shit. I didn't think about that. Okay. Right. So now the Renaults are either side of us. We have fresher tyres. We're on the same tyres. But we want to really get past them as quickly as possible. So what I'm going to do is going to go tell him... he's too far away. He's half a second. Okay, going to overtake. You've got 2 laps to overtake him. 2 laps. And then I have to turn the engine back down. It looks like he's pulling away still, though. Right, yeah, he's pulling away. Oh, we're catching just a little bit. We can afford to go a little bit pushy as well while we're doing this at the same time. So have a quick look at Gasly. He's fine. Again, just no nonsense Sunday drive for him by the looks of things. But Danny Kvyat is 6/10 behind Ocon. I want him to pass him. Costing us a lot of fuel this. I'm not confident he'll do it. Yeah, let's stick it down to medium. And the tyre temperatures have already risen, so he's obviously quite a non-smooth driver as Ricciardo has a go. No. Kvyat drops to 14th. I can't imagine us being able to overtake a Red Bull, but there is obviously the off chance that they make a mistake. It looks like they are tired to the end of the race because we're in the same compound. They've done a slightly weaker, but that's fine. All right, Gasly, how are you doing? You just not bothered with anything. There is a Lando Norris behind you, but you can turn your engine up. Sure, go for it. Turn your engine up, defend your spot. Albon has recently pitted. Norris has recently pitted. He's got an advantage, Gasly. At the end of the race, he's going to be on the ultra-fast tyre. So I wonder if I should save more fuel for him so he can just really gun it at the end. 9.8, he's driving really well. Right, let's keep this up. I'll come back once something important happens, but currently Gasly to pit, but 9th, Kvyat 14th after his pit stop, and he's all done for pit stops. Good. Okay, Lance Stroll has crashed. I was hoping for a safety car. There is not one. However, there's like 20 laps to go, 18 laps to go, and we still need to do Gasly's pit stop. Or do we? Do we even bother pitting Gasly? He has these tires. Well, the tires he's on are estimated to last 19 to 21 laps. There are 19 laps remaining. I think we're going to go for a no-stopper because he's driving well. He's in a decent position, and hopefully more people will crash because he's 9th now, and I suspect basically we're going to try and hang on to 9th with Kvyat hopefully trying to get back above Ricciardo, who he lost his place to. Let's have a quick check on the distances there. Oh, hang on, he's got a wild Giovinazzi behind him. He's on mediums though, so you shouldn't have much problem with getting back. But your tyre temperatures are surprisingly high again, so again, you're not a smooth driver, unlike Gasly. So let's keep Gasly chugging along. Oh, he's all alone in his own race. Norris has gone past him, but still, the target is to finish 11th, and he's 9th and doesn't need to pit. Interesting. All right, let's skip this forward now. I suspect, unless there's any immediate drama, it'll be quite late when we come back into the race. All right, lap 30, and Kvyat is still chasing Ricciardo. The gap went down quite a significant lot. I've just turned up the extra fuel that he has. And he's sort of catching him every other tick. Yeah, 1.1, 1.1 again, and then 1 more, and yeah, we're about a second. He's keeping the pressure on. But again, Gasly, not a problem. There is some more heat appearing in his tyres, but that's due to probably a temperature change. Nope. Oh yeah, the sun's gone. It came out for a bit, so maybe the tyre temperatures went up for a bit. But, you know, metronome himself, I think we've got enough fuel to turn it up a bit. I don't think we can catch who's in front, but it will help obviously finish the race as quickly as possible. Ocon is behind him, and we are pulling away. So, again, not much is happening here. Kvyat is the interesting thing. There is still a chance he could do something to Ricciardo if there's a problem. But, you know, I'll come back with the final few laps to go. Okay, lap 34. Gasly's tyres are considered worn. I will just slow that down for a second. So what I'm going to do is tell him to conserve. He has, well, not too long to go. It's about 9 laps remaining. I think we can get 9 laps out of him if we tell him to conserve or at least back out. He will be in the red zone when he comes back, but hopefully there's enough of a lead in front of the car behind so he doesn't lose any spaces. But I will start stockpiling fuel for him just for the last like 2 or 3 laps so he can burn through that and help as much as possible. Kvyat, again, we've just done a little spurt with him, but Ricciardo's pulled away. But we're still in 11th, which is both cars. I'm not quite sure what happened to Ocon. He looks like he needs to do another pit stop, and yeah, he did. He's done 2. So I expect him to come flying through the field, but whether or not it's enough time, I don't know. I don't know about exactly where he is, but he's behind us more than 10 seconds, so he's got a lot of time to make up. We'll see how that works out, and I'll come back if something important happens, but other than that, we'll do the final few laps. Okay, lap 37. Now, the problem with using low conserve is, and especially with a car with tyre heating problems, is the temperature plummeted like a stone. So Gasly needs to go back up to neutral to get heat in the tyres, otherwise the tyres won't work, and then we won't get the chance to... We might actually crash or something like that rather than them just wearing out. But yeah, there's a few laps to go. Lap 37, we have moved up the temperature for Gasly. He's now on a medium. As for Kvyat, he's right on the edge again, but I'm managing it as best as I can. There's only a few laps to go now. Let's go. I'll come back when if anything interesting happens. Okay, lap 39. Danny Ricciardo is starting to get bigger in Gasly's rearview mirror. So what I have done is I've put on the extra power for him a little earlier than I wanted to. But your one saving grace is here. Ricciardo is also on similar situation. He's going to start losing grip if he's not already done that already. So hopefully keep him over a second behind with the improved engine power. Should be fine. As for Kvyat, he's behind Ricciardo and not well, occasionally closing in. He's 4 seconds in front though, so I wouldn't expect anything strange to happen. Oh, Sainz Jr. has just pitted and come out in front of Gasly. He's on fresh tyres now. It was going to get interesting for a second, but he's away. 9 seconds away, so way off there. But no, you're going into the final few laps. Let's speed it up and I'll come back when and if anything changes. Alright, when and if anything changes is rather quickly this time. Ricciardo's half a second. I don't understand how he's able to do that with the same tyres as us. I'm wondering if we can keep him behind. Let's stick with this. We've got 3 seconds, 3 laps remaining. But we have a higher fuel load to burn through. I suspect we have a higher fuel load than him. His tyres are also going. We've got issues with tyre heating, but our tyres are definitely more towards dead than him. Kimi Räikkönen retires due to a mechanical error. Both cars finishing in above the sponsors, and some points for Gasly if he keeps his spot. Either way, one of the cars is going to finish in the top 10, which I consider a win, especially in the first race. But let's keep going. Let's stick with this now to the end. Come on, Gasly, keep him behind. Half a second behind still. Okay. Looks like he's dropping off just a little bit. 3/10. And I'm going to have to turn the engine down. Oh, we're in the final lap, so we've got one more lap. One more lap after this, of course. Gasly is... Come on, can you do the hero thing and just stay on the track? That would be, without pitting, that would be phenomenal. Latifi's done the same thing, but he's on mediums, which is probably the wiser decision. But final lap for us. Gasly, can you be the hero? I'm going to have to turn your engine down, mate, and you're going to have to fight him off. You got 7/10. Kvyat is closing in as well. Oh, hang about. Danny Kvyat, I should have done this. Okay, go on overtake and go on attack. You could catch him. He is only 2 seconds and he's losing grip. Your tyres are in a lot better way. I don't care about the fact that your tyres will die. You've got half of a lap to get 2 seconds. It's possible. Let's stick with it. Okay, I'm going to slow this down. Race is ending. Gasly in front of Ricciardo at the end. I'm going to try and direct it as best as I can. Coming into sector 3. Which is over the dam. Oh, Ricciardo's making a move. He's taking him on the inside. No. Okay. Yeah, just let your teammate through. Gasly. Oh, Gasly. Kvyat's took him. Oh, that's a shame. But, oh, maybe get him on the line. No, Kvyat. Ricciardo holds on to 9th. Kvyat gets 10th. Not a bad result. Well done. Was all right. Not too shabby at all. 10th and 11th. So, a point for Kvyat, I think it is, and Gasly finished 11th above the sponsor objective. I consider that a double win. Just a shame he couldn't hang on, but we knew we were pushing it. If he was on mediums, he would have gone a lot slower, and he probably would have took him 5 or 10 laps earlier, but still, that was a decent race, especially for the start of the season. Right, let's just get summaries of what happened there at Race 1 Australia. Wow, this is a longer video than I thought it would be, but I wanted to make sure I did everything correctly. Vettel from Hamilton, Leclerc, Verstappen, Sergio Perez, a great result. 5th, Albon, Norris, Sainz Jr., Ricciardo, Danny Kvyat, Pierre Gasly, and Esteban Ocon. So it looks like at the start of the season, anyway, Renault is the target, and I suppose that's probably accurate as to real life. This mod is great. If you haven't been able to figure out, I am fully enjoying this, and the developers of this need full praise from me. Nobody was using illegal parts, but there was a 10-second time penalty for Grosjean and a drive-through penalty for Grosjean for 2 separate incidents, as you would expect. What a realistic mod this is. That's great. Okay, 1 point for Kvyat for 10th. Good. As for yeah, well, we've opened up the points. Renault did get 2 points, yeah, because he came 9th. Okay, so yeah, we're 7th. I think we were expected to finish. I can't remember where we picked. Actually, let's find that out, shall we? Okay, at the end of every race, we see driver developments and if things are good or things are bad. None of the drivers developed themselves, but their mechanic relationships did. They both got traits as well. Top 10 result for Kvyat, marketability +5, and a top 15 result, marketing -5. So nothing happened. We lost marketability somehow. I don't know how that happened. We are expected to finish 6th. We came 7th. Ooh, hang on, Helmut Marko. We might have issues going forward. It was a very brave drive, but look at the money we're making. We're making a fortune each race. We're making money, regardless of where we finish with the sponsors. That's only like a cherry on top. So we need to start putting money into the car as we develop through the race. Through the season. Right, well, this was an experiment as such. If you enjoyed this video, if you've made it all this way, thank you very much. The next videos I do on this, if I do more videos on this, will be a lot shorter. It will be just the week up to the Grand Prix and the race, so they should be nowhere near this length going forward. But if you've made it this way, why don't you put in the comments, I made it this far, and that will make me realize that people do watch these things to the end. Again, Motorsport Manager Fire Fantasy 20 mod is available for download by the Steam Workshop. There is a link in the description. Yeah, so wow. I'm enjoying it. AlphaTauri look pretty, there's a lot of development to do, but I'm quite happy with a couple of things I saw already. 10th place in the first race is probably a little bit down, but I have slightly lower expectations because remember, this is extremely tough. This is a difficult mod to play, and I hope I'm doing it justice by kind of explaining my thought process as well with a entertaining video. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Leave a comment, leave a thumbs up, make sure you click subscribe, and of course, click the bell. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.